anime that we're going to be talking about is Rising of the Shield Hero Season 4. We are done with the Silfeld arc and all that stuff being dealt with, and now we are on to the Quintenlo. I don't know how you pronounce these names, but we are on that arc, and we're at like the beginning of it where Naofumi is basically deciding who he wants to bring, who he wants to tag along, and all that sort. Obviously, of course, he brings his main girls, Raphtalia, Philo, of course. He brings the Orca girl, who I mean, you kind of have to bring her at this point. He also brings the dragon, which I don't know if there's any Shield Hero fans that are in the comment section, whether this be the clip channel or the main podcast. When was the dragon able to talk? When did the dragon start talking? I don't remember this. It might have been back in season 2. I genuinely don't remember. But I thought he still had his like cute little squeaky voice. That brother was talking with a deep black man voice. Well, maybe not black man, but he had a very deep voice. When did that happen? When the fuck did that happen? Someone tell me, please. Cause I was baffled. I had to pause the episode. Cause I heard and then he was like, the demons that are going to Quintenlo are going to be very difficult. I was like, whoa, brother, when did you get that deep of a voice? Did he always have this voice? Somebody let me know in the comments, because that threw me off. But yeah, I did call it. He was also going to bring one of the cardinal heroes, of course. Now, I thought he was going to bring the sword hero, but he's actually bringing the spear hero along with the green-haired girl, who I guess is by the spear hero side again. So, oh shit, oh, that gave me a heart attack. I thought I heard a noise outside my room. That's funny. But yeah, no, I was really accurate on who I thought was going to come. I think Atla and, oh, I forget the brother's name. I want to say it's Flo, but I don't think it is. It might be. Oh, it might be, because it's close to Philo, so it might be Flo. But Atla and Flo, they came as well, which I guess they got stronger now, so they could be part of that, like, core Shield Hero group, which, I mean, they are also royalty as well, which also makes sense. But you know what? I didn't catch it either. I'll make a comment on it at the end. Because it kind of ties back into everything else my whole thing that basically got me towards the end. Also, my apologies, I said Spear Hero. It wasn't the Spear Hero, it was the Bow Hero that's going with Naofumi and the rest of the team. The Spear Hero is still around taking care of all the other people in the village. And at this point, I don't even know if they know at this point, because Naofumi and the rest of them keep mentioning that they haven't gotten attacked by Quintenlo yet in a very long time. And they're like, huh, I wonder why people from Quintenlo aren't coming. That's kind of weird. But I realized, like, we get this in the first episode where we see the Spear Hero just being a crackhead and taking care of every single Quintenlo assassin that tries to come to the village. But then on top of that, like, they mentioned the fact that they don't know why they haven't come yet. And I didn't catch on to that. After the second time we see the Spear Hero, I think the Spear Hero is just doing it without the knowledge of Naofumi and the rest of the group, because I remember the Spear Hero was on some crash out shit. Not crash out, but his mind is definitely broken from a lot of problems. But I think he's not properly a part of the village. I think he's doing his own thing somewhere else. But I think he followed them because of Philo. And I think he's just protecting the village because Philo's at the village. So he's just been taking care of all the Quintenlo assassins. I didn't even realize that they didn't know, and they still don't know. So that's a funny bit. That's a funny bit, being like, with seeing Naofumi and the rest of the village being like, why haven't they come? And then it cuts to Dead of Night, where we do see Quintenlo assassins, and the Spear Hero just comes out like the crackhead he is, just blowing up everything. Also, how is that the case? They don't know. They must hear the explosions, right? I might be going insane. There's no way they don't know. There's no way that they don't know. I refuse to believe that, because the Spear Hero explosions are basically on the level of Megumi from Konosuba. There's no way you're not gonna convince me you don't hear that. They're pretty close too. Maybe they know and they're just ignoring the fact, or maybe they just assume he's just being a weirdo by himself. I don't know. I'm surprised they don't know. But the rest of the episode is pretty straightforward. They stop at Silfeld to get a bunch of supplies. Apparently, I guess there's some people that don't like the Spear Hero still, which, to be fair, with the exception of the Shield Hero, the rest of the Cardinal Heroes were kind of assholes to, like, everybody. So I kind of understand why people don't want to trust them. It's that one time when I'm like, judgment is warranted because you guys were kind of assholes. Spear Hero was a dick. Sword Hero was too up his ass, and the Spear Hero was just easily manipulated. He was just really easily manipulated. But yeah, after that, we see them go through like the area, try to get to Quinton Low. There's a bunch of whirlpools. They get attacked, and it seems that Naofumi, Raphtalia, the Orca Lady, and the dragon all get kind of sucked into a whirlpool by the water dragon, and now they're brought into a cave that has like those weird red pillars that are supposed to be like entrances for the gods in Japanese lore, and they have like a crystal that's like, oh, you need to restore it. You're like, okay, this is where we start going off. So the dragon is able to use a dragon stone in order to talk and get information, and they basically drop lore where you need to help reform like the country again, because the country has like this shield over it that's been protecting it for a long time, and the shields have been kind of fucked. And it's like, oh yeah, Raphtalia, apparently your family was in charge of that. And like, I have zero clue about what the fuck this is. Then they're like, okay, well, the water dragon wants us to fix this. Okay. And so when they leave, they're just like, oh, I was like, wait a minute, why does this look familiar? And then they go out and they see the cherry blossom trees. There's like, oh yeah, those are special like sakura trees that only grow in this region. And I'm just like, wait a minute. And then they go off and they're just like, oh yeah, here we're at Quinton Low. It looks so beautiful. Look at all the trees and all that stuff. Look at the water, because it's basically a bunch of islands and it's covered by a protective shield. This sounds like Genshin Impact's in Azuma. Am I not wrong about that? And I only say that because I didn't realize it at first, but the intro of season 4 for Rising of the Shield Hero has someone that looks like Raphtalia using a sword and all that stuff. And I thought that was just Raphtalia and how like a new sword style she was going to have, but now that I realize, oh no, she still has the long sword with the armor and stuff like that, and we see a glimpse of the Emperor that is at Quinton Low, and it looks like she's being manipulated, similar to how Rain Shogun was being talked with by the of Signora, and that lady looks evil, and so it's like, what is happening? Bro, okay, I'm not saying that this is copying Inazuma, because this probably came out first. It's probably some light novel stuff. I'm just saying that there are too many similarities to Genshin Impact's Inazuma with this part of the season. There just is. I'm sorry, I want to say that there isn't, but there is. It's a shit ton. There's a lot, dude. Like, if I go into this and I hear something about like, oh, they're taking their powers and the Emperor's not actually the Emperor, blah, 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 blah. It's actually her stand-in or puppet type thing. And they have like a friend who's trying to help her, being like, I've known the Emperor for a long time. Like, there's no way. There's no way. There's too many similarities. I don't want to believe it, and I'm not going to believe it. But the next couple of episodes are going to be very damning, because if I see those similarities, like if I see that there's a girl who wants to help at the tea shop and all that stuff, if I see like a oh my god, I forget, but it's the ice girl that's really like, I don't know, I haven't played Genshin Impact in a minute, seriously, but she's like pretty strong from what I remember. I forget her name. I think it's like Aiko or something like that. But holy shit, if that's the case, brother, we're gonna have to have a long conversation on this podcast on this topic. Because wow, that was a lot of similarities to Inazuma. And to be fair, it might just be like the standard like fantasy thing of just like, hey, it's Japan in a fantasy world, so like we're gonna make Japan in a fantasy world, and that's the case. That's fine, I understand that. But dude, oh fuck, no, there's some I'm not gonna. There's enough similarities that make me think about it, but I'm not gonna say it's copying it until I see some things. But for right now, holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit.